That's right. Today, I'm making a giant fingerboard park out of paper. About a year ago, some of you guys might have seen, I made an entire fingerboard park out of cardboard. So making that entire fingerboard park out of cardboard was pretty cool, but I want to do something a little bit different today. So cardboard is pretty good for making stuff, but there's one thing I don't like about it. Because cardboard has a direction that it likes to follow, it makes it sometimes difficult to build with. So you want to find something that doesn't follow a direction and want to go in the same direction. Paper. Now, I know what you're thinking. This would make a terrible fingerboard park. I fully agree. So that's why we're actually not using paper. Sort of. We're gonna kind of use similar stuff to paper kind of later on. But this is foam board. It is a board made from foam. More importantly, it has paper on both sides and foam in the middle. Because this stuff doesn't have any sort of like grain or direction that it wants you to go, it makes it way easier to work with. So let's create a fingerboard park out of foam board. This is a quick drawing I made, and this is kind of what I want the park to look like. Don't mind the angle change like mid-sketch, but yeah, this is kind of what I want. I cut out this piece for a quarter, and this is gonna be this part right here. You know how much harder this is to cut out in cardboard? Park update. We have 2 pieces cut out. This is some progress. So I kind of want to make this middle piece first because then we can kind of lay everything out kind of around it. The reason why I'm actually making the quarter pipe first is because this is the only piece of foam board I have right now. I don't even know if we can finish the quarter with this, but we're gonna try. There is a chance I run out of foam board before I'm even done like the very first step. The 3 of these pieces are gonna be put together using more foam board, so we're gonna cut out some pieces to go in between. I just found a piece of this. This is just foam board with black paper, and this is gonna work good to go in between the ramp. So all of these are cut out. That basically means we can start putting this together. This is the unit for putting everything together. I've been making stuff like this for a very long time, and somehow I still only just keep buying like the $2 hot glue guns from the dollar store. Maybe I should invest in a better hot glue gun, or maybe this is just where it's at. Would you look at that? The good news is we actually didn't run out of foam board. The bad news, this is like 2% of the entire park, and this took me like 45 minutes to make. There's a good chance this is probably gonna take like a week to make, but you know, that's just how you make a fingerboard park. It is now day 2. It's almost like there was a black screen that just said day 2, so you guys know it's day 2. Off camera, I actually constructed this. I didn't feel like I needed to film making this because it is pretty simple. As for this piece, I'm actually gonna switch to making stuff in kind of a different way. I figured out if you cut the foam board in a bunch of places, it flexes pretty well. I'm gonna switch to doing this for the quarter pipe stuff, but we still have a ton of stuff to do. So I'm gonna switch to doing this for the quarter pipes, but we still have a ton of other stuff to build. If it wasn't obvious, I bought some more foam board, and we're gonna build kind of this middle piece that sits right in the middle. This is the piece that goes on top for like the surface I'm fingerboarding on. I'm now gonna take this piece of foam board and cut out just some like walls that are kind of gonna stand this entire thing up. I made this piece like 5 millimeters off from just being like the length of like the side of this. So we're gonna fix that right now. Side pieces are cut out. We are now constructing a box. It's pretty exciting. We've made some progress. We have a box. Now this is the piece that's gonna go on the side like that, and then these other pieces are gonna go on this side. I'm thinking with this placed here, it's gonna have a pretty good flow. I might even move this out a little bit more so we can kind of combo like into here. The box thing is complete. This is the basic layout of everything so far. I need to make kind of a little like A-frame here. I don't think this piece would flow good with like a radius, so we're just gonna have an A-frame here so we can kind of hop into everything. probably gonna wait to fill in this wall until everything's just like glued down into place, just so I know exactly how big that is. This main portion is almost done, which is pretty good. I now wanna work on the bank that's gonna be kind of behind here. It's a little hard to see on the paper, but we're pretty much making a bank kind of on the back side of this. It's just not the type of bank you rob. It's like, it's just a hill. You might be thinking, why do you cut 2 of these and not just one for the entire thing? And that's because I want to make a bank which has like 2 different angles to it. There's gonna be a ledge kind of right here, so I want this one to be a little bit steeper, and then this one's gonna be a little more chill. I don't really want the angle to be like way different, so it's gonna be pretty subtle, but I think it'll look pretty good. That is correct. It is now day 3. Today, I want to try and finish all of these other features. There's quite a few here, and some of them are pretty complex, so it might take a while. This is starting to come together pretty well. I need to make another one of these for this side, and then I think we're gonna have that kind of roller feature on this side. These turn out so well, but they also take like forever to make. It looks really clean though. Just like that, this piece is done. I think this is like day 4 for this entire build, so it's definitely taking its time, but this feature is pretty much complete. I'm just gonna wait till I glue everything together once it's kind of on the platform. On this piece, it actually broke in 2 spots, and now there's this kind of like flat spot there. It actually kind of feels cool because now it's like almost like a tabletop jump, but like it's also a roller. A lot of this is actually complete now, so I'm gonna start working on this piece, and then I think we only have like 2 more things to make. You guys probably can't really tell, but I'm kind of running out of space to put the camera. I only have like this much room. The angles for the next clips might not be like as good as they should be. And just like that, another feature is ready to be placed on the park. These are also surprisingly big. Like this is actually gonna be like a proper park. So this is what we have so far. That one is also complete. So I only have like 2 more features that kind of need to be built. And then I think we can kind of start like placing them onto the platform. And then we'll have a fingerboard park. It's pretty much that simple. It's like day 5 or 6 right now. I'm kind of losing track. Every time I just close my eyes, I just see the 2 features in my head still needing to be built. So let's finish the final 2 obstacles for the park. This is made now, and that pretty much means we have one more to go. On this side, I was gonna put this straight up like to the very top, but I ended up adding a bit of a ledge, and I think it looks pretty cool. This is the last feature that needs to be built. Look at how many scraps of foam board there are. For the last obstacle, I wanna count how many times I make a cut in the foam board and see how many it takes. That is cut number 1. I have no idea how many cuts this took, but the number is gonna be somewhere on the screen. This is the number apparently. I have no idea what it is until I watch the video, but this is complete, and that means that we are done. So the next step is to get a platform to place everything on. Once everything is placed, I'm gonna layer all the ramps that have like a curve to it with paper because we don't really want it to feel like bumpy. I'm doing that all tomorrow. So cut to the black screen. It is a new day, and we also have a platform. Because we have a platform now, I can place every single obstacle on here now. And just like that, every single obstacle is placed. I still had to place everything though, like the editing just made it look fast, but I still placed all of it. I bought this stuff from the dollar store, and it's basically just big sheets of cardstock. One of these sheets is $1, and I bought 12 of these, so I think it's at least $12. So now we're gonna put this stuff over all of this, and I think I'm just gonna put it over every surface because this stuff kind of dents pretty easily. This is actually gonna take a while. So if we take a fingerboard right now, you can pretty much feel every single little bump. But if we place this on, it is like super smooth. Any spot that has a transition, I'm leaving this bit of paper kind of on top because there's a little bit of a gap in between if you don't put that there. In the end, I'm also putting paper on the very top, so it's gonna cover all of this. And now, cut to the time lapse. All the paper is on the ramps now, and when I say this took a while, it took quite a while. It's coming up on 2:30 in the morning, so I'm gonna go to bed. But tomorrow, we actually get to place these onto the platform, and we're gonna have a fully functioning fingerboard park. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Guys, today is the day. I have all of these placed where they need to go, so let's glue them into place. I switched where some of the obstacles are gonna go just to make it have a little more flow. The paper fingerboard park is complete. The park is done. Dude, I'm actually like so happy with how this looks. This is also a pretty big park. I've made 2 different fingerboard parks in the past and they never really flow like super well. But dude, overall, like everything about this park, it kind of makes sense and it flows. I haven't tested any of the park like all put together, so I'm pretty excited to see how it flows.
And heavy metal
Guys, this park flows. Like, this is probably my favorite thing I've ever made. This entire park took like 7 days to make, but I would say it's worth it. But guys, I appreciate every single person who supports the channel, so if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate a like on it. No pressure to like or subscribe, but the options are down there. Thank you all so much for watching this build, and I will see you in my next video.